not even need Bauer's game for me.
Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back for another Thoughts from the Corner. I'm Adam. That's Bauer.
And today we're checking out Carnival of Monsters, which is somewhere around here. This is a 2 to 5 player drafting game from Richard Garfield of King of Tokyo and Magic the Gathering fame, and some other games that weren't nearly as popular, but he's made a whole bunch of them. This one is a drafting game, a really interesting drafting game where you are going to be drafting location cards that you'll be able to tap for their mana and then slay monsters, and the monsters will get you victory points. It has a very tight economy, as you're going to have a limited number of coins. It has some Martin Wallace type thing where if you go into debt, it's bad. And there's a bunch of endgame scoring cards, but it's a very straightforward at its core drafting game, where if you played any other drafting game, I think this one would be a very simple one to teach. Most of the text is on the cards. There's as our friend who taught it put it, there's a lot of different ways to win this game. I tried to go with a heavy card strategy. You ended up winning the game by doing monsters. And
killing monsters. Getting lots of land and killing monsters.
Yeah. But I feel like this one definitely flew under the radar. I've never even heard of it. So what did you think of Carnival of Monsters?
I love this game. Has a lot of call-outs to other games. I mean, there's a little magic in there. There's Seven Wonders passing cards around. Fighting monsters. I mean, it had everything that I liked, and I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I would actually look into buying it because I don't know if there was a feeling while I was playing it that I was accomplishing a lot. You know, like, oh, I'm building land, and I have this clever thing that I'm going to send this card around and hope that it comes back to me.
That was cool.
Yeah, and sometimes that didn't work out. Other times it worked out better than I thought it would.
I liked the fact that there was also that pressure luck with that as well. Like in a lot of other drafting games, like the last card is just completely gone. But I like this because it's like, this might get around to me. That's really cool. The artwork was nice. The theme's non-existent. Yeah. I do want to say that. Nothing about this game offended me. I don't think I'm as hot as you. I think it's easy to learn. I think it's easy to teach, which is a good thing. But where would you rather play this or would you rather play Seven Wonders? Like, let's put it with some other drafting games, because I think this is Gateway. Would you agree that, well, not Gateway, but a step above? I put it like a small world Gateway style game.
For sure. I'd rather play this than Seven Wonders. Mostly, I mean, not that Seven Wonders is a bad game at all. I mean, I love Seven Wonders. It's just I've played Seven Wonders so much, and this has a lot more variety than what Seven Wonders is going to give you.
The one thing that I will say is I want to see a little bit more variety in the cards. Like, what you could do. Because it was most of the time it was just monster or get $2 or get a treasure chest.
But you get those specials and then you're working toward a goal.
That's a good point.
And you can also hire those sidekicks that really change.
I didn't hire any of those.
That was fun.
Okay, yeah.
You know? Like, I would be like, I want to kill a bunch of small guys that are aerial because I'm going to get coins every time that I do that.
See, you know what? You're totally right. I just happened to play my game in a way that pigeonholed me into... Because I got the card, one of my first cards said, get as many fancy cards down here and you'll score points for them. It's like, fancy cards. So I just focused completely on fancy cards.
Also, I think we only used like half the cards available.
We did only use half the cards available.
There were a ton of them.
That's what I'm kind of get here, though. Do you really feel like there was anything in that bottom half that was like, whoa? Well, maybe there was.
I mean, there were bigger monsters, and I like that it's all mixed together. Like there's no setting up like this is your phase 1 deck and this is your phase 2. Like you just shuffle all the cards together and you're good to go.
I think that could be a pro and a con depending on who you are. Because you might be just totally setting up and it's like, yeah, I'm ready to slay some huge blue monsters and some huge green monsters. And you might deal out that last round. There's no blue-green monsters. There's no blue or green big monsters. And you might not even know. Well, and I kind of like that, but I could see people disliking that aspect.
But here's the thing. Because those monsters are mixed in right at the beginning, like you could just bank those big monsters for the end. You know, and then
you're converting me.
There was a lot going on in this game, but it was simple, easy to learn. I liked everything about it.
I agree with you now that I think about it, because I did really like the aspect of being able to pay a coin and then bank cards down here and then use those cards a little bit later. And then there were either some special cards that would, as part of the reward, would let you bank a card. So that's like just scratching a lottery ticket. You know what? The more I think about it, you've convinced me. I think Carnival Monsters is a great game. I do.
Yeah. And then there was also this whole thing where you could Oh, I forget what I was going to say. Never mind.
It was good though. I
was
agree.
really
It was
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, rolling cages. So you have monsters.
Oh, that's what I was gonna
There was
say.
like a little press your luck aspect to the game too, which I thought was kind of cool. Where it's like you can put down this big honking monster, but you're gonna need 2 cages for it, which means you have to roll these 3 dice. And if you don't get the cages, I wish there was a little bit more of a penalty for that. Like if you have a giant
3
hell
points.
breathing.
I mean, that's 3 victory points. Right?
Yeah, but you still gained points. Like you didn't lose. I feel like there should be like you don't like he escapes. He runs away.
Well, here's the thing. So you can always take a loan. You can always do whatever you want to do because you can take a loan and use the coins that way. But the loan costs 3, and at the end you lose 5. So it's going to cost you a total of 2. So if you have a card that's going to give you 2 of those cages, and you end up losing, 4 points essentially because you had to pay. You had no money. I mean, that's a trade-off right there.
Yeah, but I wish it was more harsh. I just wish it was more harsh. But then again,
I think that's pretty harsh.
well, I guess I'm just a disciplinarian. But there you go. That is Carnival of Monsters. He's thinking about buying it, and I'm thinking about playing it if he buys it because I did like it as well. I think it, and the person we played with said it's scaled well. 2 players, I'd see no issues with it. 5 players, it did have a little bit of that fun 7 Wonders aspect where you look at somebody's thing and say, oh, shoot, he's got 4 blues over there he hasn't spent yet, and I got this 4 blue monster right here. Maybe I hold this one down.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Carnival of Monsters. Richard Garfield from Amigo. This one has flown under the radar, I feel. But it's a really solid drafting game that you might want to check out, especially if you like drafting games or if you're in the market for a lighter weight drafting game, because while it does have some interesting choices, still definitely on the lighter side, for sure. So there you go. Carnival of Monsters from Amigo. If it looks like it might be your cup of tea, be sure to check that one out. If you're enjoying what we're doing, please sure to click on that subscribe button down below. Also, consider supporting the Patreon down below. And in the comments below, let me know if you could have any cake in the world, what cake would it be?
Ooh, I love carrot cake. Specifically from Don Hall's. Oh, it's such a big piece, and you just take it and you eat it over the course of 3 days.
Wow, it's that big?
It's a giant slice. I mean, I don't eat too much at a time. It's super sweet.
Yeah, I binge eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would just feel sick afterward.
It's a challenge. For me personally, I don't really care. I mean, cake's cake. I love cake.
Great question.
I just saw a piece of cake on the wall, and so it's like cake. For me personally, I'll tell you what, my favorite type of cake, period. Oh, ice cream cake. Duh. Ice cream cake. But what I love to do is the big birthday cakes, nobody eats it all because it just dries out. I eat it all because here's the trick. You cut it off when it's all dry and brittle and crappy, and you put it into milk like cereal. And then you eat it in there, and it moistens it all up, and it's like this delicious cereal. It's incredible.
I have never had any part of the ice cream cake that I did not like. I like that crumbly bit on the edge.
No, I'm not talking ice cream cake. I'm talking regular cake. Once regular cake dries out.
Cake. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's like having it with ice cream, and then you just mix it all together.
Whoa. You just blew my mind. Milk and ice cream are one and the same almost.
Yeah.
But there you go. Let me know in the comments below the answer to that crappy question. As always, thanks for your time, YouTube.